I wish I could be happy or even just fucking content for more in some fading moment that never seems to glow bright enough for me to find the end of this tunnel, because after all, it's hard to appreciate light when it only makes the darkness all the more blinding. And all this time I thought loneliness was my disease, but a lack of people isn't what scares me, rather the deafening existence of myself. In the caverns of my mind I'm not brave enough to explore, so I stay at the lips of my cave, looking out into the world that I can never exist in. The sun and valleys seem much more inviting. So does a billboard promising a vacation, but if you learn to turn your mind into a private island, there will never be a need to escape.
I really can't do it on my own.
Sometimes I feel like I'm just a lost kid, stumbling through these towns, stuck in between highways. Nothing feels the same. I need an anchor.
I'm gonna learn how to be alone without being lonely.
To hear a voice I know. Something that feels like.
And I don't want to go through life not making an impact.
Something that feels like home.
I want to realize who I am. And obviously I'm only 17. I'm not going to figure it out in this one expanse of a documentary. But there's the chance that I'll create another stepping stone.
I've been searching all of my days, looking for any signs, reading between the lines, hoping for anything.
There's just so many paths to go down.
I've been living in this tension. I just pretend I'm fine.
And it's so easy to get lost.
But I'm about to.
There's just so many people in the world. There's so many people in the world.
Yeah, I'm about to break. All my life, all my life, all my life I've been waiting for you. All my life, all my life, all my life I've been waiting for you. All my life, yeah, all my life, yeah, all my life I've been waiting for you. All my life, yeah, all my life, yeah, all my life I've been waiting for you. All my life.
Billions of stars in the sky, but each one shines.
I've been waiting for you.
I want to be special. And I think I'm special. And I want to share that specialness, I guess. I guess you're gonna take this journey along with me, so good luck. It's gonna be a fun one.
Oh, daylight, just a long night.
I have pretty extravagant style, which isn't bad, but it's just, it can be hard to keep up sometimes. They're not effortless outfits, but it's effortless for me to wear them. Like, I'm not stretching myself to wear something I don't want to wear because that's what I think people will like. I'm just wearing what I want to wear. Everybody, like, as you get to know yourself more, your style progresses and it changes. It's easier to find who you are if you know what you like. Throughout the years, especially my freshman and sophomore year, it was less about dressing for myself and more about dressing not even for my friends, but just how I perceived people would like. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, I've never really been the type of person who was secure in my own skin. I always wanted to be somebody else. I was settling on the what ifs, and I was like, okay, well, if I was like that, my life would be better. But I'm not like that, so I need to figure out how to make my life better with what I have. This is the first year that I've really been secure in myself.
Dress up like $1 million trooper.
Just very much kind of like, I don't know, a histogram or like a graph. And in this graph, everybody else is at this level, but I'm here. But what I need to be looking at is, like, 4 years ago I was here and now I'm here. And that's a lot of growth, but if I compare it to other people, it's no growth at all. And I still have such a far way to go. And I'm never gonna, it's an unreachable goal to be another person. It's not gonna happen. Unless I get reconstructive surgery and a brain implant, I'm not gonna be somebody else. So I just need to start embracing me.
Sometimes it feels like life is just this elaborate show you never get to rehearse for. As the crowds flock to watch you try your hardest, it's too late when you remember your best will never be good enough for their insatiable hunger for more. I'm left to wonder when I became this animal stuck behind a glass wall, desperately trying to gain someone's attention, only to be abandoned when I can't hold their interest. This world is a zoo, but I'm expanding my cage because a small bedroom is not enough space for me to grow, and as the masses pass by, tapping me into existence, I'm left to realize I am not only some trapped bird, but a spectator, finally comprehending that I've been throwing peanuts from the stand this whole time. Okay, so have you ever had that trigger that seems to let a million butterflies loose in your stomach, left to churn the doubts you've been hiding away? They've finally come up on the wings of these creatures you never meant to set free in the first place, and soon enough you're left to collect the scattered secrets. My trigger is quotes. The words of kindred spirits that can speak for you when that spitfire mouth seems to lose its fuel. It's a portal into this life of what-ifs that I'm left to stare at through a pinhole while I'm blind to the door in front of me. Quotes reminding me of the life I'm not living. The blank pages that I can never string enough letters together to fill. But you know what? I've grown sick of this guilt, and after a certain point you have to learn to speak for yourself, and I am not some mad lib to be filled with someone else's ideas. I can live by example, but I'm finally taking my life into my own hands. So I took the bus for the first time when I had to get to Kosai, and to be quite honest, I was terrified. I thought I was going to get shanked immediately. Just the second I stepped on, somebody was going to whip out a knife and stab me. Didn't happen. Slightly disappointed just because I thought it would make for some good action shots, but I was surprisingly really in love with taking the bus, and it was just a really relaxing experience, and I felt super independent while taking it. It made me feel like an adult, even though I am not an adult. Walking through downtown Columbus, it's really easy to see that not everyone in the world is walking around with a partner all the time, and I think it's very easy to get lost in that perception when you're in a bubble full of high schoolers who are always with their cliques.
I've come here before and been in situations where I had really high expectations for the day. Just like childhood awestruckness by everything, and I come out of the building really disappointed just because it's not going to be the same as when you were a kid, so you have to readjust to what's happening, I guess. Still super fun, but it's not as fun as when I was 5 years old, but nothing's going to be as fun as when you were 5 years old because you had discovered less. Everything was kind of new to you at that point, and that's something that people need to take into account. I feel like people can really get stuck into this idea that, well, nothing's going to be as exciting as it used to be, and yeah, that's true. Some things aren't going to be as exciting as they used to be because you've already experienced them and they've kind of lost the shock value, but there's never a moment in your life where you're not going to be learning something new, and things are only exciting if you let them be exciting, I guess. There's a difference between having expectations and coming to expect things. And when you come to expect things, that's one, when it starts to get boring, because if you expect it and it happens, then there's no amazingness in that because you knew it was going to happen, and also if it doesn't happen, it's more of a crushing feeling. It's been a great day though. I didn't expect too much from it. I just really expected a nice relaxing stroll around the exhibits, and that's kind of what I got. So I'm at the Columbus Museum of Art today. I think most of the footage I have from today is technically illegal. I'm gonna use it anyway, so. It was really nice today. I think the art museum's the perfect place to go if you want to be alone. Spent most of my time in the children's section. Am I ashamed of that? No. Should I be ashamed of that? Probably. A very personal thing, I guess. Like, not everybody's gonna like the same art. Not everyone is gonna want to go to at the same pace. Me personally, I'm a very fast person and I just go from one thing to the next. So personally, while I was here, I kind of just like glimpsed at stuff and kept moving. And if I saw something that was like extremely interesting, I'd stop and like investigate it. But for the most part, I just walked around.
Steady woman, won't you come on down? I need you right here on the ground.
On me dit que nos vies ne valent pas grand-chose, elles passent en un instant comme fanent les roses. On me dit que le temps qui glisse.
I've never had this power before. Another world at my fingertips. Answering these calls I've been sending out, accustomed to the ringing tone, not unlike the hum of the bus's engine. Yet this is not a call of desperation, rather that of adventure, and as cliche as that might be, the call has been sent nonetheless. And this time, it hasn't gone to voicemail.
Tu m'aimes encore, c'est quelqu'un qui m'a dit que tu m'aimes encore, serait-ce possible?
It's so easy to find yourself content with tomorrow. 24 hours in a day, yet I sit in a room just waiting for the next 24. Then soon enough, tomorrow becomes yesterday, and I'm still left to dream of a world where I don't waste my life just planning my tomorrows. Because I never have to feel guilty if there's still time to make up for everything. But I'm not Annie, even though that would be a fun role to play, and some philanthropist isn't gonna sweep me off the street, so I'm sure if I lived like there was no tomorrow, I might actually realize I've spent this life desperately trying to outrun everything that's holding me back, only to slam into this wall graffitied with tomorrow. Excitement comes in the form of rolling over in bed, adjusting my eyes from white walls to light beams that murmur sweet nothings that are never enticing enough to get up.
This alone. I just can't. Some things you could do alone. Most things you could do alone. But I need someone.
Keep your head up, little arrow. Find your path is not as narrow as it seems. You have grown, you are free. Pain no man to things that bind you. They are just a product of your fear and what you've seen, what you are or want to be. I never meant to cause you pain, and none of this was for my gain. You can doubt me just the same. It's what I deserve, this is what I have earned. Wherever nonsense brings you down, if you need someone to hang around, the last call when you can't even speak, to the fall and the need to be free.
And I just wish I was the girl worth saving.
Keep on moving, little lion.
I was lost. I was just floating in this realm between sad and happy, never deserving to feel this misery, but never able to find the light I was desperately searching for. A blind man's other senses heighten because of the constant dark he lives in. Maybe I just had to experience that black world before my dulled existence could finally become vibrant. Because now, after this project, I'm more content than I've been in a while. I might even venture to say I'm happy. And not because some friend helped me to be, but because I wanted to be. I still get lonely, and I have those nights where I feel as if the sun will never rise, but it always does. And I will always be me, which is finally becoming an exciting prospect. A few years ago, if you were to ask me what kind of music I liked, my immediate response was, well, I don't really like music. Which was, sort of true at the time, I guess, because the only songs I had heard were what they played on the pop radio station. But as the years progressed and explored more genres, I came to realize that, contrary to what I might have thought, I love music. Jazz and folk, even musicals. My point is, don't give up on life just because you haven't found your genre. There's so many possibilities, so as dumb as I sounded saying I didn't like music, it's just as dumb to say you hate life. Don't give up. You'll find your own, I promise.